What's going on, everybody? Looks like I totally forgot to open my Stream Deck. Give me a second. Haven't done this in a while. Here, let's stream to main cam and get some background music going while I figure out all my things with the stuff. Connect, setup wizard. Let's go, scan. How's everybody doing? Can't really hear you. What about now? Here, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure it's the right one. Yep, should be good there. Let me know how that is. I can always turn it up. I can turn it up to this. Let me know how the audio is, guys. There's I just haven't done streaming in what, I guess almost a month. It's been a hot minute. You like open all the apps on your computer, everything needs an update, every single thing. Just low volume. All right, hold on, let me turn the music down a bit and turn the audio up quite a bit. Test, 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 test. Let's see. Let's get the microphone up. Get that gain. Here, I know what to do. Profile. Cancel. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Filters. Okay. Let's see. Gain. Let's get the gain up. All right. Here we go. Let me know how that is, guys. That's +5. That might be too much. There we go, 4 decibel gain. Let me know how that is. That better? Because I know on sometimes I'll blow the mic out and everyone will complain. Yeah, let's turn the music down just a little bit more. All right. What's happening, everybody? Man, lots of stuff's been happening. Since the last stream. I know this is a completely different time than normal, but I had another kid about 3.5 weeks ago or so. Got a new channel sponsor, a bunch of videos in the works, lots of machines are waiting for me. I just have to get back in the rhythm of sleeping and everything else that involves with having another kid. But the plan is to get right back into it as soon as I can. But today we have a pretty interesting machine. Probably the most advanced 3D printer at the moment that you can buy outside of anything commercial. First, let's say hi to everybody. I know there was a couple other people in here earlier, but Quinn, man, how you doing? Yeah, earlier stream, like I said. Yep. Doing great. Jeff, what's happening? You must find all the bugs on the printer so I can buy it in 6 months. Yep, I'm going to try. Fernando, what's up? Brian, LRE, Rick, Jeff. JP, what's happening? Not even mad. Good. Benny, what's happening? Lamreth. Kenneth, what's happening? Jake, what's up? Long time no see. How big is the box for shipping? Looks massive. The box is very large. It says over 35 kilograms, team lift. I'm going to have a really hard time getting it on this table. The table is not the problem. This is a kitchen island size table. It's massive. The problem is fitting it into the frame, and printers have gotten so big. It was never intended for this thing to be this big. So I don't know what I'm going to do in the long run, but for now, I'll have it on the very edge of my table, and I'll move the camera as far back as possible so we can still see something. Yeah, I got to get him down here. Hey, Timur. So yes, it says, were you testing laser? No, I'm not. So I have the combo, the H2D combo, and the only thing that adds is as an AMS unit. Hey, Pat and Blank, what's up? That's what she said. But the reason is I personally am not interested in the laser or the engraver. They don't do well on the channel, and me personally, I don't have the space and just the right mindset to do those things. At some point, I would love to do something metal related with CNC routing, but that would be for the garage and a completely different space, and I don't want it to be combined with my 3D printer. I already have a, what was it called? Hold on. I already have a Snapmaker 2.0, and I never even got it on the channel. It's still in the box, which is also a 3-in-1 type of machine. Just something about that, I don't know. It's almost like mountain biking to me, where you can have an all-in-one bike that can kind of do all mountain stuff, but it's like not the best for XC, not the best for downhill. It's always kind of best to have an XC bike and a downhill bike, if that makes sense, that will do it all. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my personal opinion, but right now I just have the H2D with the AMS, which in my opinion should be the pinnacle of 3D printing and consumer 3D printing. That's what I want to test. That's what I'm interested in. So that's the one I got. Laser's a joke, cool, but the laser's not a good idea. So Jeff, they have a lot of add-ons to it too, and including different power. And from what I understand, most of the use cases are going to be to make the 3D prints better. Like, you can not engrave on a 3D print, although you can. You can mark 3D prints. There's lots of videos on this already. Not with the Bamboo machine, but with other machines. Oh, my camera even? Yeah, there we go. And you can do some really incredible stuff. Like, you can 3D print the box in multicolor, sure. But this can, like, make a texture on it. And it can engrave these really intricate patterns or labels on it. Stuff that you wouldn't want to do in 3D printing. But the laser can do. So I've always been interested in that part of it. And I have a friend, Randy May, has a really cool channel. He just did a video on a laser. And he does lasers all the time. Some of the stuff that he's been able to make is really cool. It's just not for me. That's all. Yes, right. I would use a laser. And I've used lasers down here in the past. And I've also had a near fire in my garage with a laser. Obviously, it was my fault completely in a very different laser, very different situation. But just for me, I would do a laser somewhere outside of my basement down here. That's all. Hey, thank you, CryptoPay. Thank you for subscribing, CryptoPay. You can see in the commercial for the H2D that the rails and belts and everything inside are all gunked up with stuff coming off the laser. I can't comment on that because I like to comment on things like that from first-hand experience. But for me, this is a very advanced consumer machine. It it is up there with the most, like the highest end prosumer grade machines. The fact that there's 2 heads, I know that's not the first time this happens. There's plenty of machines that have 2 dual heads in one. But the fact that you can have different AMS units attached to those, that's phenomenal. And just the fact that this is such a far more complex machine than even the X1C, that's what really intrigues me. You guys know I'm all about 3D printing, seeing where 3D printing goes, seeing how manufacturers do the movement of 3D printing. And this is definitely one of those like pillars that's gonna move something forward. There's 0 chance of other companies not copying this. 0. People are gonna copy this. So, Federer Solziers, I've been trying to get a hold of Solval for as soon as I saw teasers for that machine. They replied to me saying that, hey, we would love to, talk with you, and never replied further. I would love to get the Zero. I've been trying to get my hands on it for a while. Same thing with Elegoo. I messaged Elegoo a long time ago when they first talked about the Carbon. First, they said that it wasn't available, and then they said they ran out of them, and that's it. Every time I send an email, nothing happens. So both Solval and Elegoo have been some of the most elusive companies. I've dealt with pretty much every other 3D print manufacturing companies, even ones that aren't even public yet and have come out yet. But both Elegoo and Solval seem to have trouble contacting me back. I've tried their social media. I've tried people that I know in the industry to contact them on my behalf. Nothing. So that's fine. I'm very patient. Plus, I have mountains of other things to get to. So no problem. Laser's cool, but it should not be used in small rooms. From what I understand, they have an attachment for filtration and to get air out. I don't think this machine is intended necessarily for someone like you and me in our basements to have this. Although it's possible and you buy it, I think the total target market for this is definitely slightly more professional. Somebody that has probably a wall of machines that's looking for something more advanced that can handle more stuff, or for a small business person that's going to be doing multiple things on one machine. I don't think it's necessarily the hobbyist 3D printer is their target market for this. I think that's still going to be their P, their X series machines. I could be wrong, but that's why I have this. Like, I want to know. I want to know all about this. Chitty user here. I think I'm moving over. Cool. I'm waiting for my Zero. It's out for delivery. Nice. Yeah, I really want to check that machine out. Seems like right up my alley, literally. I mean, I have one of these things spinning right here. I have a bunch of Vorons. I have almost every other consumer machine that I could compare, and I don't know. It is what it is. Hey, Martin, what's up? Fernando, I actually don't even know the full spec list. I've kind of been waiting, so we'll see. All right, guys, so I don't have a full 3-4 hours today. I literally have 2 hours today, so I'm going to get started. The first couple things I want to say is the channel does have a new sponsor. The sponsor is Multiboard. They're not sponsoring a set of videos or anything like that. They literally just sponsor the channel to enable me to do more videos, to be able to do more. They're very familiar with my schedule and what's happened in my life, so that's a really, really cool thing. Similarly, a PCBWay sponsors some of these live streams and occasional ads in video, so huge thank you to PCBWay. Actually, at some point when we unbox this machine and it's doing its calibration, I'll step away and do a minute talk about PCBWay. We'll check out some of their projects that they have on their site. And then, of course, the live stream sponsor for every live stream on this channel is Polymaker. They also support the channel in other ways with Filament and such, but Polymaker is going to be giving away a credit for a spool or more, depending to anyone internationally at the end of this stream. There's going to be a link pinned on both Twitch right now and on YouTube at the top to a Gleam.io link. It should look like... Oh, right, I never set up my my Stream Deck. Great. Okay, here we go. Browser view. It should look like this. You just answer a question. There's 10 people already in there, and in about 102 minutes, we'll pick somebody internationally, like I said, and you will get that credit, and we'll go from there. So, giveaway by Polymaker, PCBWay sponsor spot during the live stream, and just a huge thank you to Multiboard for supporting the channel. And as you guys can see, I have honeycomb wall over here, so that should kind of give you a clue about some of the future stuff that's going to be happening for the channel, as well as some of my other printable organization that's literally everywhere down here. So Love multi-board. Yeah, I mean, I got the full demo and it kind of blew my mind. So I'm super, super excited. Ready for carbon fiber filament? Yes. And I have a ton of everything. So should be good there. The way TPU is used seems to be a clumsy method. Definitely interested in H2D combo for 3D printing only. But who knows when they will ever be available in the US. Right, right. Yeah, the whole tariffs thing is going to play a role in this hobby big time. But, you know, at the end of the day, it'll all balance itself out. At some point, we'll all stop complaining about it. Maybe that'll be in 5, 10 years, who knows. But at some point, there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. If you use PCBWay, then you will need this printer. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Multiboard. And yep, exactly. Yep. Multiboard and sponsors helping me keep this channel going, which is just amazing. So yeah, Multiboard, if you guys visit multiboard.io, there is so much. You will be overwhelmed in a really good way. You can literally organize your whole life. And some of the cool things that are happening here, and they're literally daily announcing, makes this even more modular. I'm really, really excited for it, especially like, if you guys know, when I solder things, I like bring out stuff from back here and go all through all these drawers to pick out stuff. Having everything in one place, being able to remove stuff off, using it, and then putting it back on really easily, I am all for that. And there's so many improvements in multiboard over this. I'm really excited about it. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, so real quick, before I unbox things, let's take a look at the marketing here, like we typically do. So my machine here, the one that I have, I believe is this. Yeah, I have the AMS Combo. Yeah, I have the AMS Combo. So we're talking $2,700. Not a cheap machine, but also cheaper than other machines out there. So no problem. And so we're talking dual nozzle multi-material, which is exactly what I'm looking for. You can also attach modules later, which is nice. 350 by 320 build volume. Now there is an asterisk here because one of the nozzles can't reach all the way to the other side. So it is actually less than 350 by 320. I think Joel did an actual like calculation of which one. There is ways of printing that full way. If you have 2 AMS units going to each of the tool heads with the same filament in it, then you can get the full thing. But this is definitely a little bit of a marketing tactic, I guess. Not a big deal. It's not much smaller, but it is smaller. So we got high resolution motion calibration. That's fine. Closed loop servo extruder. Fantastic. 350 nozzle, which is great because I do want to print some PPS. 65 Celsius active chamber heater. That was some dyslexia going on right there. So really excited about that. That's perfect. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. So let's see. Yeah, rethink personal manufacturing. Actually, this right here should be everything you need to know about who this is for. This is for somebody who wants personal manufacturing. This isn't somebody who's like, ooh, I want to print some flexies on my 3D printer. You can do that on a $300 printer, on a $200 printer. Even the Bamboo even has. This is not for that. This is for a way more serious person, and that's why the price is what the price is. And I'm sure it'll even go up a little later. Yeah, this whole thing where you can put TPU in with other materials like carbon fiber filaments is something that I definitely want to explore. I mean, even this example print I would love to do. Multicolor to a whole different level. Yep, supports, sure. Laser, okay. Cutter, no problem. Drawing, cool. Yeah, I mean, with this combo, you are able to make so much. And actually, this part is really cool. The fact that there's a camera downward, that's some of the best, laser and engraver machines have that, and that exists there. Here's the air purifier, large box, but this is really important if you're going to do this. Let's see. Material code sync, cool. All sorts of AI stuff, fantastic. Excited for it. All right. Like I said, I'm only interested in some of this stuff, and I think we're just going to learn as we go. I probably will have to upgrade my Bamboo Studio. I haven't upgraded in a while. Intelligent sensing for precise extruder control. This is really cool. And this is a really unique thing too. Like maybe at some point we'll have to take it all apart to get a closer look. But this motor, the servo motor, has to power both of the hot ends on there. And both the extruders, I guess, with one motor, which is a really unique thing also. And just looks like it's so complex and involved, which is really cool. Let's see, 15 sensors. That's incredible on one filament path. Wow. All right, I'm excited. This is going to be a really cool dive into the newest tech, and that's the coolest part. Guys, while I'm talking and yapping and pulling stuff out of the box, if you guys get bored, check out 3dprintsos.com. This is my own video where I put up my own products. I keep the prices as low as humanly possible, as you can see by the shirts, as well as some of my own stuff like the consoles that I've been custom making down at the bottom, mugs, things like that. I also just designed this shirt and put it up here. I'm a farmer. This is an iteration on another machine that I have. This involves Prusa style machines. So check it out if you guys are interested. There's a bunch of cool shirts. We got hoodies. We got mats. They work great underneath small printers, by the way. I'm using the mat right now for my keyboard and mouse. Some cool mugs and my consoles. I have a few left over that are available, but you can always order a completely custom one for yourself that's handmade by me. All right, I think that's all of the things. Are we live on Twitch? Yes. Are we live on here? Perfect. Okay, we'll get back to PCB way at some other points. Let's see if we can do this angle. It's probably going to be the best one, so we'll see. Hey, Truggy, what's happening? Yeah, I too have been missing streams, but I'm going to try to make it more regular, although I'm not sure I'll be able to do Wednesday nights, at least for a while, until we get more used to having a little kid running around. Well, not even close to running around yet, but a second kid. Hey, 3D Experiments, what's happening? Yes, anything would be extra for this, and probably quite a bit more. Should be better than the IDEX extruder. Oh, it should be better if they put IDEX extruder other than double lift nozzle. I mean, there's cool things for this. Like, there's cool reasons to have just the two. But yeah, some kind of multiple extruder thing or even separate would be interesting. But I'm definitely intrigued by this. I feel like it would be a much more accurate system. So nice, 3D. If you know, you know. That's right. That's funny. Yeah, we'll have to catch one of them on fire. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I am all kinds of mixed up right now, but I'm doing my best. So yeah, all right, let's get to it, guys, because we'll never get to it if I don't just jump in. So let's just unbox this. There are unboxing instructions on this thing. We'll try to follow them. I have no idea how in the heck I'm gonna get this thing up on the table by myself, but we'll figure it out. So let's see. Lift on the side. This is saying pull to unlock. Completely pull out the 4 clip fasteners and then lift the outer box. Okay, so I don't need to actually cut anything, so that's nice. One more thing unrelated. Did you see that Wondermaker 4.2? I did. Another company that I messaged in different ways, but didn't hear anything back. Right now, the only Kickstarter I'm not working on, but the only Kickstarter I checked out was that really interesting Aliarchy machine called Alchemman. It actually didn't get nearly the traffic or traction, I guess you would say, that I thought it would, which is surprising. I mean, because their claims are insane, and maybe that's like a thing. Maybe they're too ambitious. Maybe they're too ambitious of claims. I don't know. But Peak, I have some Peak because of them, and their machine claims to print Peak. I just haven't had the time to test it further than I have already, but I definitely intend to, because once again, like I mentioned in that brief video, just like this machine, just like the Magneto X, just like the original Bamboo machine, they are all doing things that are pushing 3D printing, and I'm a huge fan of that part. Use the slacker in the hat to help you. Right. He's got to get more automation. Thanks, Steve. That's funny. Never print Peak unattended. Yeah, scary temps. It's true. I would definitely never print Peak unattended. It is literally like turning on an oven in your basement. And I'm thinking, actually, guys, let me know in the chat if you'd be interested in seeing a fire system of some sort be implemented. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot, especially more and more lately. I obviously have extinguishers. I have one at the top of the staircase and one right down here. But I would definitely like to implement some kind of, not suppression, but maybe even suppression. You know, these machines don't run that often, especially if I'm doing any kind of filming or anything, because they get loud. So I only run them when I'm not doing video or live streams. But I would like to have them do stuff. And because of that, I think I want to install something. One, I want a camera that's outside of a printer that I can see everything with, and I already have that. I probably want to do smart plugs on every plug so that I can either automatically have them turn off or turn them off myself. I want to have a standalone smoke system that kind of talks to the smart plugs. And then I want to find some level of suppression, whether it's something hanging above them or something like along those lines. So I think I want to do a video on that at some point. I've been trying to do this for years, but I'm thinking about doing that. I don't know. I think there might be some interest in this, and I'm sure there's other people already making this video, but we'll see. If you have any upstream hot end, the peak will deteriorate the hot end. Ask Taylor. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Taylor and some other folks as well. It's not the hot end that gets deteriorated. It's the fact that they used a silicone sock, and also what's it called? Kapton tape. And that stuff is good to about like what, 380 or so Celsius before it starts to break down, and you're printing at 440. So there's definitely a problem with that. I obviously talked to Eliarchi several times about that, and they claim that everything that we've said so far, both Taylor, myself, and some other folks, that they're completely addressing. You know, I'd like to trust them and be like, okay, but you know, cautiously watch everything and listen, and you know, go from there. But I have no reason not to trust them at the moment, if that makes sense. I'm selling all my printer to get Bambu ones. Nice. Yeah, it's, you know, I know a lot of people that have done that and have been very happy about that. So looking at data center fire suppression, yeah, Solo, that's what I kind of want, or put together my own that's like affordable that anyone can do. Even if you have one machine or two machines or 5 machines, I want to be able to put something together that's scalable, inexpensive, anyone can get their hands on, probably like something through Amazon. Older hot end from Eliarchi. Taylor's deteriorated fast after printing peak. I was reassured this morning that they have fixed the hot end, just poorly spec'd parts. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the machines that we all got for review like this, because I didn't do a review because the time was not enough. I had it literally for days before a video, so that wasn't a review. But yeah, I think that those machines were put together as fast as possible so that they can get them somewhere before the Kickstarter as a promotional thing. I don't think they were ever meant to be like proof of a final product. And I think the language barrier really didn't help that at all. So, all right, let's get this thing out. Cool, lifting this part was easy. Let's put this upside down so we can throw stuff down there. Nice foam, okay. Good foam. I know I always hate seeing the white foam. We have a quick guide. Can you guys see me? Yes. All right, so in here we have, looks like a toolbox. We all know what's in here, I believe, if you're a Bambu person. Yep. Oh, look at that. There's an extra hot end in here. Cool. Yep, extra hot end. So these hot ends, the nozzle is integrated. It's not removable. So when you need a nozzle, you're getting this whole contraption. Like, this is the nozzle. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But also not that crazy with the prices that are set on these. They're not the most expensive things in the world. Not sure what that is yet. I'm sure we'll figure that out. So we got some tools. Plenty of, I'm guessing this is, what's a, oh, lubricant grease. That's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be for the nozzles. Some lubricant oil. What do we have in here? I think these must be parts for putting the blade on. Okay, some nozzle blockers. Okay, so we have a bunch of spares, which is always great. camera privacy cover. Okay. And there's a little magnet in there. So it's magnetic. That's cool. Spool holder, nozzle blockers, and for scraper. Okay, perfect. What a professional way to deliver this, right? How many other manufacturers just throw little baggies with really confusing language in their box? Looks like, here, I'll bring this over here so I'm not running back and forth. Looks like we have an extremely advanced looking holder here. So since we have the AMS on top, probably not going to need that. We have the filament swatches, and then what is this? I see PTFE tubes. Yeah, I'm not going to take them out yet, but a bunch of short PTFE tubes here. All right, that's probably for the AMS unit. Yeah, they're very responsive. Now I'm sure wondering about the H2D. Just don't use the 0.2 millimeter nozzle. Boom. Now the borrower nor lender nor early adopter. yeah, I guess you're right. And I'm literally the person that that wants to. So stream is laggy for me. Uh-oh. Let me see what I got. Drop frame 0%. Looks like we're streaming at 6,500 kilobits, 30 frames per second here. Are you on YouTube or let's see what we're looking. I mean, it looks good here too. Hey, Sean, I didn't even see you on here. Sean, what's up? It looks decent on my side. I would say try to do a refresh. Whoops. What did I do? Open a new tab. Try to do a refresh. So we got 19 people only in the filament giveaway. Pretty good chances. All okay here on stream on YouTube. Yeah, 3D. See if you can do a reset there. That might help and work. Yeah, looks like they have BambuLab, their logo etched into the foam. They have these little ears that you undo that this lifts. So that's kind of cool. Nice. All right, here, I'll set it in here. Actually, you know what? I'll just set it aside for now. All right, let's see what this is telling me. 2 or more people are needed to carry the printer due to its heavy weight. Uh-oh. Well, I'm about the width of 2 people, so does that work? So it looks like to lift, there's a handle on the bottom, and then you're supposed to just hold it. Do I remove this stuff to get to it? Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see. Remove this tape. All right. Removing tape. Remove tape. That's very nice. Very clear. Let's go. Remove tape. Remove tape. Hey, other 3D print manufacturers. I doubt that you're watching this video, but please take note of the packaging here. I have been getting a lot of damaged goods. And this looks really good. Layers of cardboard, protection where it's needed. This is good stuff. All right, so it is saying, can I remove this? Okay, so there is a handle here. Okay, I see. Should I try? No. So we'll keep that on there. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower my desk as far as I can go. And I will legitimately break my back. Oh, gonna hit my camera tripod. Bear with me. Our tripod move back just a bit. Let's go lower. Okay, that's about as low as we're gonna go. Johan, I don't know if I said hi, but hello. Truggy, yeah, I was mentioning this. Room is gonna be very, very tough. Lift with your knees, yeah. But it's about to break his back here in the 3D printer community. Won't be the first time, guys. Won't be the first time. All right, so is the bottom open? No, it is not. It is completely enclosed in this plastic. I kind of want to remove it so it's just easier for me. Let's see how this is done. Okay, here we go. Let's open it. There we go. The last thing I want to do is have this thing slip out of my hands. All right. Get this thing out of my way. How much does this thing weigh? Is it heavy? Oh my Lord. Yeah. Yep. That is extremely heavy. But hey, we got it. Nice rubber feet. It's very sticky. And in fact, I don't know if you guys can see that right here. It has some kind of motion in the feet. Oh yeah, look at that. It's got like hula feet. Oh, that's pretty cool. No one talked about that. I haven't seen anybody mention that. Yeah, it's got little feet on here that have movement in it. So the whole thing, let me hold the desk steady. You guys see that? That's pretty cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so when, just so you guys know, when I messaged Bamboo about this machine, I'm like, hey guys, I know, the type of folks that I'm seeing do these videos aren't necessarily technical. Not that I'm very technical, but I know the people on my channel are interested in just 3D printing stuff, iterating, printing carbon fiber stuff, glass fiber stuff. That's what they're interested in. And some of the stuff that at least at first I was seeing was way more not that. So I'm like, hey guys, if you send me one of these, I'll definitely see a more technical, thing on it. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to take it apart probably. And they're like, yeah, do it. So I like that. Hey, Giuseppe, what's happening? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yep. Yeah. The P1S is probably a quarter of the weight of this thing. So, it's not wobbly. True. By the way, hello. It's, like I said, it's got these rubber feet that have movement in them, like on purpose. So, was this free for review? Yes. Yeah, pretty much every machine in here, outside of some of the Voron stuff, is free for review. That's what this channel is. I review machines and take closer looks at them and take them apart and all that kind of fun stuff. All right, let's see if I can get you guys a better view, because this machine is huge. So it's gonna be tough, like even with these wide angle cameras, but I will do my best. Here we go. That's not so bad, right? That's not so bad as far as views go. Hey, Petty, and thank you. I appreciate that. People from Western culture, not as great as PR. Yeah, I think so. They're definitely getting better. 0 touchdown. Nice. Congrats. All right, here we go. So I see a whole bunch of tape that hopefully won't leave residue. We'll see. That was a problem in one of the last machines I did. What is this? Please keep the safety key properly for enabling power. Look at that. Look at that. What is this? What this be, though? Please keep safety key. He probably provide counter resonance, or am I giving them too much credit? No, Steve, this is like, there's literally products called like hula feet and all kinds of things that literally use this, and they have it built in, so you don't have to 3D print or make your own or nonsense, some nonsense like that. This is a really interesting little thing, some kind of little key. It's the little things, guys. I'm telling you, it's the little things. And what does that do? Oh, okay. So in the back of the machine, oh man, how am I gonna show you this? It's probably worth rotating this thing, isn't it? All right, hold on. God, listen, I'm not the strongest person in the world, okay? But God, Lord have mercy. You are not just gonna be chucking this thing around wherever you please. Okay, check this out. So we got auto opening and closing doors for maintaining temperature on the inside of the machine, so you can keep the doors closed. How freaking cool is that? We got the right extruder, left extruder. Push the PTFE tube toward for about 8 centimeters until it stops. Nice. This is obviously the plug for your AMS. This is TPU filament inlet, so you can go around the AMS because AMS does not like certain TPUs. And then down here, we have this key. It says caution, electric shock hazard, attention. And then it says plug in the safety key or the emergency stop button to enable power. That is so cool. I don't know why, but that is cool. So there is a 2-step safety situation built in here, and obviously we have our standard power. That is really cool. I don't know what this is yet. I'm guessing this is for the spool holder. And then there's 2 more AMS connectors here, so I'm not even sure. No, this is smaller than AMS. This is 4, almost like what's it called? What's the connection we all use on our Voron tool heads? It's that. That's what it looks like. There's more on top here, but that looks like it's just the top glass. I gotta say, the tape does not leave any residue. The past 2 machines I think I had to use acetone and isopropyl alcohol to get their tape off. So that's nice. It's nice when you buy an expensive machine and it doesn't have cheap things on it, like cheap tape that leaves residue. I know it's like a little thing, but it definitely has an effect, especially on a regular non-business oriented consumer. So let's see here. Even their packaging is Apple-esque. All right, we got the top glass. I'll set that aside over here. Anything cool? We have a giant super dry superior desiccant. The safety system's right. It won't work without the key. That's correct. All right, let's flip this thing back to the front. Or is there more here? Oh, right. I got to get the AMS out of here. Table going down. Going down. All right, let's see. Holy moly. All right, hold on. Let me get this around again so you guys can see what I see, because there is a lot to look at. All right, the handles on the bottom are actually very nice. You can't quite get your fingertips underneath. So it's nice to have that handle. All right, let's get this thing on the very edge back here. Okay, and how can I get my camera up top? That's the question. This thing is so tall. All right, bear with me, guys. I want to get you a view. Try to. So that's as tall as my camera rig at the moment can go. And it's not quite tall enough to see into the top. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe if I open the door, we'll be able to see through here. Let me think. I could lift that camera up and point it downwards so you guys can see. All right, taking notes for next stream. For next stream, I'll try to have my Pocket 3, my Osmo Pocket 3 set up in OBS so that I can move it and put it where I want it to show to you guys. I can't take that camera off to show it to you. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna lift this camera up and see if I can get it in a spot for you guys to see. Why aren't you going? All right, bear with. That's as high as that's gonna go, isn't it? Dang, these machines are getting so big, I'm gonna have to redo the way that my cameras are set up. I want to get you guys a view into here. There's so much going on. All right, let's do it how I thought. Let's go from the front door here. I'm gonna lower this back down. So bear with again. Let's do one of these. I'll go as wide as I can. All right. Yeah, it is super beefy. That's why I want to show you the inside. It seems incredible in there. Hey, Quinn, man, this is called H2D by BambuLab. Stuttered there. Probably the most advanced current commercial, not non-commercial machine. You need an old thick phone book to sit on the camera. Hey, Papa, how you doing? With the handles, you can put on the floor again. Not sure the handles are useful then. The printer is that heavy. Yeah, I mean, the printer is very heavy, but they are useful. To be able to get a grip underneath the machine really easily is very nice. All right, let's get this door open. But be careful with the door because of historical events that you guys are all very familiar with. Nice metal hinge, glass door. Slide that off. Beautiful. All right, let's see how wide this opens. Oh, yeah, okay, so it goes wider than I even have space for. So that's nice. Okay, this is looking good. Hey, Wick Central, what's happening? All right, let's see how all the rest of the stuff works. What do we have in here? I think this looks like a box, but it's actually just packaging. Very nice. Okay. I love that you can see through the sides now. All right, we got some hardware to undo to be able to get to anything further. Whoops. Another bit? No. Sell them while tariffs are in effect so you get the best prices. Yep. Yep. And guys, if you are in the market for one of these machines, I'm a YouTuber. You guys know how it works. There is a link down in the description that will give me credit for the sale if you guys are buying one of these. And I would really appreciate it because it gives me a small cut. And that's how the whole thing operates, right? So if you guys like what you see, please check it out. Do not block the air vent. I don't remember this on the other AMS. So is this the updated AMS? I don't know. Oh, there's more. I think it is. I just have the Bambu A1 combo now. I want to sell my K1 Max and all the others. Artillery, Ultimaker, Neptune, Form. Nice. Frozen Sonic Mini, Creality, all my resin printers. Yeah. Like I said, I know many people that have done that and have been happy. I know more people that are happy with Bambu than people that are not happy with Bambu. But I do know several people that are not happy with Bambu. But I feel like that will always happen. Nice injection molded piece just for shipping. This is the level. Okay, guys, this is important. Like this level of packaging and thought and design just for shipping is huge. A lot of machines that come through here, like I said, come in damaged boxes. And I have to just pray that when I open them, they're okay. And I have had several of the latest machines that are also large and heavy like this, or even bigger, come damaged because shipping is getting tougher with these things. They're heavier, they're larger, and they're being, handled roughly. So companies that are spending this much time and effort into design for shipping deserve some credit. I don't care who the company is or what their policies are or if you agree with them or not. The fact that there was thought process enough to design these freaking brackets that hold this in there like this, that's worth kudos. And I know you just take this out of the box and it's done, but you got the machine because of this. You got the machine because of this design. It's really nice. I'm hoping there will be a P1S version of this at some point. I mean, this is it. Oh, you mean like even further? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I agree. Yeah. Me too. All right, there is a bunch of zip ties holding everything on. I do like that there's a difference in PTFE color. If you guys see my finger right there, there's a darker PTFE and a lighter PTFE, so you kind of get a hang of which one is which. That's kind of cool. There's all sorts of marked up things. I don't know what this little dingleberry looking thing is. There's one on here too. It looks like, this looks like some kind of belt tensioning almost or something. I don't know. I'll get you guys closer in a minute. Let's get this bottom bracket out of here first. There's definitely a whole bunch of screws with red markings for you to take them out. Ooh, look at this bad boy. And there's no thread on that whole bottom. Tell me they're making their own hardware. I would believe it, actually, if they are. So it looks like after we take these out, there is also 1, 2, 3, at least 4 more just holding the bed down as well. On the left side here, this, you guys can't see it quite yet, but it looks like there's a fan that's fully enclosed. I mean, look at this rack system. That's just to ship it. What company's spending this amount of money on just shipping, just packaging? Feder, are you giving away that printer at the end of the stream? JP, wouldn't that be something? No, the thing that's being given away at the end of the stream is Polymaker Filament. And it doesn't matter where in the world you are. It's international. Please remove this foam, it says. Looks like it's in there pretty good, so that'll be a please remove later. I swear, if BambuLab wasn't so intrusively arrogant of a company, I would have chosen them over Chitty. If they reverse their business model, I would sell all my Chitties and buy 2 or 3 H2Ds. I agree with that part. There is some aggressiveness in their business model. But you know what, man? At the same time, there's room for it because this is the level of product they're able to do with that arrogance, if that makes sense. Like it or not, you know, Apple does this as well. Other companies do it as well, and that's why they're some of the largest companies out there. It's because they have to protect their thing, or maybe even in some cases not their own thing, to be able to get to this level. So, wondering if you have to pay taxes on given things when you import it into the US. That's a good question. I'm not sure if anything has changed there for that. I'm not sure. Please remove this foam. Look at this little guy. Look how specific this is. Like, what kind of testing have they done where they were like, hey, we need to put a block in this tiny little corner like this? Like, to come up with the solution, this. What did they have to do? If you purchase through the Bamboo store, you'll pay what they charge. If then it ships from within the US. Oh, okay. Even better. That's kind of cool. All right. What else? Okay, we got to get down there. And then we should be able to turn it on. Man, this looks insane, guys. Both complicated and pretty at the same time. Can this move yet? Oh, yeah. Let's get this block out. Look at this. Look at this block. This is that, like, super dense foam stuff. Look how specific this is. I don't know. Maybe it's the designer in me, but stuff like that seems pretty cool. There are so many little knobs and things to turn and springs and... Holy, this is going to take a lot of coverage to be able to get everything with this machine. What'd I do with my Hodo? Where'd the Hodo go? Did the bamboo eat my Hodo? There it is. All right, let's get... I think we have 4 more to get undone. Let's get them out of here. All right, we got 1. 2. Please not place any objects on the bottom to prevent interference with Z movement. Okay, so this is yet another new machine that homes the bed down on the bottom. I'm just assuming that based on that, but a lot of machines have been reverting back to that. And I'm not sure if I like it. I usually keep my filament on the bottom of my machines to kind of dry it as they print. So I guess that's just a habit I gotta stop. All right, 1 and 2. Okay, I'm hoping this is the last 2 right here. And we can get this thing booted so we can do its 30-minute song and dance. Are you testing the K2 Pro? Blank, I'm not sure. Creality usually sends me all their machines. But that's got to slow down because I don't have room. You know, I still have their K2 Plus right here. I'm really enjoying my K1 Max right now with the CFS. I think this is probably one of the coolest things they've done, is kind of giving us an upgrade path for an old machine. It's what Prusa has been doing for years, and I've really loved that part. Buying a new machine every year or every 2 machines every 2 years gets really old. And if I could have a machine that I already have and love, and I can upgrade it with a new aspect, that to me is way cooler than buying a new machine. I have to say, I'm very impressed with this unboxing video. You did what other people never bothered to do, at the same time giving so much buyer remorse. Well, one, thank you very much. I really enjoy doing these unboxings, and a lot of other companies don't. Sponsors don't like unboxings. Companies don't like when you do unboxings because things can go wrong. But I love them, and I push for them all the time. If I ever have any kind of talk with the company that's going to send me a machine, I always tell them, hey, I'm going to live unbox the machine. And, you know, the review will have to come later. I'm not just going to review a machine on a whim. This does actually say AMS2, and it says AMS2 Pro. It does look slightly different on the inside. All the mechanics on the front, all those pulleys down there look very different than the other. Let's see if they made this easier to remove. No, they did not. So you're still removing from the other part. There's desiccant packs in here. There's a 24-volt DC plug. That's interesting as well. There is a PTFE tube for... Oh, there's a release button now for PTFE. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so a bunch of upgrades there. An air vent here and another air vent there. So definitely some interesting upgrades. We're going to have to take a look at this unit itself, like alone, separately, because it seems like there's plenty going on even with that. All right, then the build plate. It says PLA ABS PETG, which is interesting considering that I want to print ABS and ASA. Oh, right, it says ABS. But what about nylons? I gotta say, very thick build plate. Kind of thicker than I expected. It has some good weight to it. Double-sided, which is nice. Does this say anything different? Nope. It just says hot surface. Let me not touch it everywhere. Set that down for a sec. I just want to see if I can see anything different. What is this? Oh, right. This is probably the LED bar. Everything in here is very thick and just large looking. Even just the belts. The belts definitely have a different pitch to them. I wonder if these are the same belts as the Chititech Plus 4. Because that was actually a huge thing. Here's another one of these little release blocks. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. This level of packaging is obnoxious. All right, let's put this back on. I'm going to throw in a power cord. Let's see how easy that is. Okay, super easy to put the build plate where it goes. Actually, you know what? I'll leave the top off of it for now. We'll figure that out later. It looks like there is room for a third PTFE tube, so you can kind of have it in here for TPU if you wanted to. That's pretty cool. Let me get you guys closer before I boot it up to this hot end. Bear with me for a second. Because this thing looks ridiculous. It really does. Let's see how close I can get it to you guys. So if we pop this cover off, you guys can't see a thing. Perfect. I think my light that I have is dead. Let's see. How about white? Okay. I
I mean, this is all metal. Obviously has things you can hang this on. Here's our two hot ends with the little nozzle breakers, some kind of sensors, camera. There is a massive fan on the back, not a 15, something larger. Has a really massive fan on the back. What is it, some kind of plug? Some kind of plug on the top. Basically, lots of custom metal and plastic pieces in here. The logo is hidden in all kinds of little angles on the sides here. This is not a machine that looks inexpensive. This thing looks like you just paid some serious dough. There's so many little knobs and like pieces that react. Like you guys see what's going on over there? There's a beautiful metal bar right here. I kind of want to show it to you guys somehow. Hold on, let me see. Can I? I'm going to take a picture with it. Hold on. Let me take a picture of this and show you guys on my phone, just so you can see. All right, look at that. Look at that extrude. Well, it's not extrusion. This is probably a mold, but look at that. I know it's just like a looks thing, but beautiful. And it's a solid piece. Like that's going to play as a heat sink for the A and B motors too. Cool. Very nice. Let's see. X1C should be for 9-line car. Yep, yeah, X1C is good for that. Although they don't want you using the AMS, which is annoying. Is it worth the premium or the P1S? So 3D experience. The only reason why you would want to get the X1C, and I recommend it all the time over the P1S, is the P1S does not have the correct gearing or nozzle for printing fiber filament. And that's totally okay. You can swap those out. And a nozzle is easy, but their extruder getting into there for gears is not necessarily easy. And I know not everyone, especially if they own a small business or just never have been into mechanics of things, don't want to take things apart. If you're planning on printing any kind of thing that's maybe wood or glow in the dark or anything abrasive at all, you kind of want to get the X1C instead. And it's a little bit more premium. Obviously the screen and all the other things that come along with the X1C. That's why it exists. Like there's people that don't want to make that modification and want a no compromise machine. And I think for those people that have deeper pockets is going to be, that's what this is going to be. All right, guys, I have just under an hour left in the stream. So let's plug this thing in and see how it does. Let's see what the screen is. I'll pull you guys back out here for a second. One thing I definitely don't regret is this arm for the camera. That has been a pleasure to use. I know it's like nauseating for a split second when I'm adjusting it like this, but after which it's definitely better. All right, hold on, let me get this straight. There we go, and a little lower. Yeah, there we go. All right, and I bet the camera is gonna be shaking like crazy because I got it extended all the way out right now. I do have a plug already ready, so let's see. Put that in there. I got the key in the back. Let's hit the power button. I heard some loud clicks. Some LEDs went on. I hear some servos. I heard a servo like open and close somewhere. For the screen, is there a peel? There is. There's no tab. Does this? Oh, okay, it rotates a bit. Yeah. Oh, it rotates a lot. So this is designed almost to be on a bottom rack. Look how much that goes up. That's kind of interesting. All right, we'll go English. Where are we? We're in North America. Very easy to press screen. That's cool. All right, we're gonna do some Wi-Fi stuff. So I'm gonna rotate you guys back for a second there. Here, you guys check out my merch. While we do what we do over here. And yes, I am putting it on Wi-Fi. I know that's not for everybody as well, and that's okay. I have protected Wi-Fi. The cool thing about the Wi-Fi that I have is my machines can't talk to anything else on the network. So they can only call out. And with Bamboo machines, them calling out is all they need. All right, so we should be on. We are on. Next. I do want this connected to my Handy app because I use that all the time. Let's do that. Devices, add that real quick. Yep. Attach that. We're binding. We're so binding right now. Hey, Frank. Zero regret holding off buying the H2D. Getting a second Sovol SV08 and Shitty +4. Literally 2 printers for the price of 1. +4 really impressed me with its print quality. The +4 is easily one of my best performing machines. Easily. I have it in my office. I use it all the time. And it just straight crushes prints. And I know there's been some problems with them. I've made videos on the problems. I've made video tutorials on how to fix those problems. Especially with the heating parts of it. So I know all about it. And even then, the quality is still really, really good. Like, really good. All right, so this is going to take 30 minutes. All right, we're going to do it. Let's go. We'll just hang out. And maybe I'll even pull up a chair. Do I need to put the AMS? Do I need to plug in the AMS for this? I'm not sure. Here, I'll put the cover on the top. We can put this AMS unit up here. The AMS unit at the top looks puny. Let's get some of this stuff out of the AMS. Looks like there's foam up here. Okay, they did improve the way that this thing, you can get into it. Let me show you guys. Make sure I don't spill my drink here. You can get to the PTFE tubes right in here. That's a huge improvement. Can we put these AMS units on the other machines? This is so much better. Okay. Yeah, this is a vast improvement. These things are individual now and not together in a unit. This is right here. It's so easy to open this and get to. We got some desiccant packs. Remove the tape and the outer packaging of the desiccant. Okay. Yeah. There is some kind of sensor on the bottom in here on both sides. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it's to tell us the humidity and whatnot, like it typically does. It's very light, by the way. I just realized how much LED is on the inside of this thing. Holy. Okay, there's 2 giant LED bars on both sides, all the way front to back. Thank you, BambuLab, for doing that. We got foam. Beautiful design on the bottom there. Hexagons or bestagons. The quality, yeah, the quality looks super solid. What temp does the heated chamber go? They said 65. Yes, they are compatible. Oh man, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. Ah, that's something I'd love to even test. So a little bit of sensorless homing, it looks like. I'm not sure what these switches that are flipping. Right here where my finger is, there's switches on both sides that tend to come out. And it looks like they have a belt almost. Maybe it's an automatic belt tensioning that they do. Very unique and very interesting system there. So we're doing bed already. Obviously their UI looks great. They're probably the leaders in the UI. UX. That is a massive heater. Okay, so this is an entire filtration system. I see carbon filters right here. This whole thing is a carbon filter. This whole thing, the silver, can you guys see that on camera? That's a heater. Okay, so we're gonna have to take this thing apart. There's also a plug on the inside, another 4-prong plug. Okay, so on the other side of the carbon area, that's where those slats are that open up automatically. There is a automatically opening slat on the very top, almost like an old 90s Corrado, Volkswagen Corrado with the spoiler. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful machine. Also, screws are gone. Yes, they are. All right, let's get this AMS hooked up. And I'm guessing I can put the AMS onto one of them, obviously, and not both of them. So that's kind of an interesting thing to even think about. You have this 4-color AMS system, but it can only go on one of the tool heads. And then one of the tool heads can't go all the way to the other side of the build plate because of physics. Really interesting. So yeah, you kind of want 2 of these things. How do you put 2 of them on here? You can't, right? They got to go next to it or something. They have a logo that glows on the side of the machine where the window is. Both sides glow with BambuLab logos. I'm guessing this is how far this whole thing is going to take. And right now it's at 14%. I know they're not the only people that do this, but this bar is like a beautiful, like glass-looking piece. Interesting. All right, I'm going to put the AMS onto the right side. Actually, should we use the shorter one? Yeah, you know what I'll do is I'll put... Oh, here, let's use this release. Nice. Very easy to remove that. I'll put the larger PTFE tube on the bottom here so that we can figure that out. And then I'll put the shorter one. Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me and what I'm saying. Here we go. We'll do that for the top. Bam, and we'll put this on the bottom. And I guess I didn't want to add this on here. I don't even know where I put it. But I will put this ridiculous unit on the back here. Oh, okay. It goes on the side of the machine. All right. Is that how it goes? Let's see. Yeah, it's got to go like this. All right, so that goes on the side of the machine, and this... Oh, okay, the PTFE tube goes in there. All right, so it's designed to do this. I know you guys can't see it yet. I'll try to show you. So... Oh, it's like blending into my game thing. All right, hold on. I'll walk over. So this right here is where a filament spool goes, and there's a rubber piece that's touching the machine. I was able to just click down, and then the PTFE tube just goes into here, and there's like a piece on a ball right here, ball joint, and this is all going into the left extruder. You can obviously take this off of the left extruder and put it into the TPU filament inlet. So that's very interesting that system works like that. Not something that's necessarily very obvious right off the bat. Also worth noting how tiny this cable is. You guys should see my boron cable. It's like the size of my finger. This thing is tiny. Why does BambuLab always make really small and short power cables? Have you guys noticed that? All of my Bambu machines have way shorter power cables than the rest of my machines. It always irks me. All right, let's get these cables figured out. Oh, okay, there's one cable because we're not daisy chaining. The printer looks great. It does look great. Gotta say, it does look great. It feels good and it looks good. I may be dumb, but should you maybe not be bumping the printer around while it does its first config? Should not matter enough to worry about. I wouldn't worry about it at all. The machine's gonna do these configs right before their prints, so I'm not worried about it. If they didn't act like Hasbro, Apple, etc., right? I came with the RHC of buying in the BambuLab with X1C. Yes. Yep. Yep. All right, let's plug this in. This cable is very long, actually. The actual AMS cable. So let's plug that in. Does it matter which side? No. There is a very large poop chute as well. Maybe there'll be a file on there. Maybe not. I'm sure there'll be an entire systems out there for poop chutes. All right, let me pick this table up to a normal position. It might mean that we will shake a little bit more. But it is what it is. All right, we can take my light, put my light away. My Hodo can go back on its shelving. Oh, I lost you guys with the camera, huh? Hey, Cam, come back. These can go up here. It's kind of funny how tiny the AMS2 looks up there. Kind of like, I guess, the CFS looks on top of the K2. Well, the K2 Plus. Let's say what we're doing here. This says it's doing the motor noise cancellation at the moment. I'm a LAN mode type of guy. Yep, it's all good. But I know there's many that like having the ability to monitor the prints from the app. Yeah, for me, you know what does it for me is my oldest can find something that she likes on the phone and hit print. And that alone is like I guess that's a bonding thing. And like I said, I take certain precautions where this machine can reach the internet, but that's all it can reach. It can't reach anything in the house. It's isolated. And I can do that with my Wi-Fi. Printer name, not this. Let's name this just H2D, and we'll do combo, just so it's clear. Okay. New AMS detected. Please set it up. Okay, we will. Yep. So you get all that stuff on your app right away, and it's already doing its thing. Must say the camera looks fantastic. The camera looks more than fantastic. Let me see. Wow. Okay, the camera is very high resolution. This might be one of the most high resolution cameras. One thing that's important to know about the camera here is it faces an opening on the machine. There's a window here. And you can see right there. Let's see if I can get my hand in there. Wait. Right there. You guys see in the camera feed? That is seeing through the side paneling of the machine, and you can see Feder 2.0 over there. So that's definitely something that they, I guess, should have avoided, I think. I think that part is a little bit of a mistake. There's already all kinds of privacy concerns, and the fact that you can see that is iffy. I don't know. Not a big deal for me, but it is what it is. That's there. Name your printer, something like Jethro or Ellie Mae. Yeah, I know a lot of people that print them. I guess I'm just basic. I'm really surprised how long the motor noise cancellation takes, to be honest. I do gotta say, this machine is solid enough to not sound like a tin can bashing around, kind of like the X1C when it changes direction. Because when that thing changes direction, everyone knows about it. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, it's freaking loud. Right. You can't use it. That's correct, Steve. Or Frank, rather. That's correct. It's kind of one or the other, to be honest. All right, so for me, let's see. 408. So that's this machine. Yeah, so on my router, what I can do is device isolation right here. We'll turn that on. So now this machine can literally only go online, but it cannot come back to the network in any way. And then what I want to do is we're going to go, well, first let me name it in this app. So this is a printer, and this is going to be BambuLab H2D combo. Save. And then one of the most important parts here is we go all the way out. We'll go to, I think it's not security, it is more advanced address reservation. And then we find the machine. Where are your machine? Oh, right, we hit the plus, select from client. We find this machine, there we go, and hit save. So now this machine will only get that IP address. It won't be switching IPs. So you have significantly more control over this machine just through that. So if you guys don't have that level of Wi-Fi, I highly suggest you guys upgrade your Wi-Fi at home. Did it come with a sticker or some type of privacy film for the side window? Thought we heard that mentioned before. They came with a magnetic privacy blocker, but that blocks the whole thing. That does not, and it's magnetic, which is cool. Let me get it. It came with this. Here, let me get it out. And we'll see how it works. So there is this little slider, and I dropped it and it's gone forever. Nope, found it. So let's see how that works. I'm guessing upside down. Yep. Okay, yeah, it just clicks on and you can just slide it down and slide it up. Okay, that's nice. Very easy. It's magnetic. So there's that. But you can't, I mean, you can, I guess, put a film on here. Or it might even be the front glass. It might be the door. I don't know. It is what it do. Guys, we are at how many minutes do we have in our giveaway? Our Polymakers giveaway. Let's see. 34 entries, 34 minutes. Look at that. 34. Guys, Polymaker is giving away a spool of filament at the end of this stream. Every stream is sponsored by Polymaker at the end. And I want to give you guys a spool. It might even be more than a spool if they're having a sale. So go ahead and click the link that's in the top of the description. I mean, description, sorry. At the top of the chat on both Twitch and YouTube. I am live on both at the moment. So definitely hit that up and join in, and we'll give away a spool. International. You can be anywhere in the world. They'll send it to you. You don't use a hardware firewall like I don't, Frank. I want to, but this level has been good to me so far. So there's obviously infinite amounts of protection you can do. I think I need to do fire protection before I do any other type. Just because I do have like experimental machines here occasionally, you know? So. Steve. That's right, Steve. It's only money. It's only money. Do we have any viewers on Twitch? One person's on Twitch. Thank you, the one person that's on Twitch. I appreciate you. That's funny. All right, so while we're doing this, while the machine is doing its thing... Okay, so right now it's doing its vibration compensation, by the way. This is the time when you don't really want to touch it much. Guys, PCBWay, they sponsor the channel. They sponsor some of these live streams, this being one of them. And they're just great to work with. So I want to take a little bit of time to talk about them. Just about a minute or so. And I talked about this part before, but there's a part of PCBWay that I didn't even know about. I'm sure you guys know from hearing a million times about PCBWay. They do PCB, prototypes, assembly, whether they're flexible or rigid designs. They can do CNC, milling, and 3D printing of all types, whether it's resin or laser, powder, all of them. They even do injection molding. They do all of that. You guys know about this. The part that I didn't know about is this projects section. So, also, why did my Winamp thing get messed up? Hold on, that's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. Let me fix it. Actually, I'll do it after this. Don't worry about the Winamp thing. I have ADD. And now that this thing's extremely loud for the second. Anyway, this part I didn't know about. And what this is you are able to, if you have a PCB-related project or 3D printing-related project that you want to put out there for other people to be able to purchase and make themselves, you can use this as a platform where if somebody buys it from PCBWay on here and uses your instructions, you can get a kickback back. So it's really interesting. So, I mean, let's take a look at this. We have a 7-inch drone, really interested in drones. So let's check out what we have here. It looks like it was a part of some contest because it says nominee. Why have protection for the props on a 7-inch drone? That's kind of interesting. I guess it puts it in a different class so you're able to fly above people, which is cool. Okay, so it's a rigid design. All right, so let's see. Tells you when it was last updated. So this is just for the propeller guards. Oh, okay, I see. I thought this was for the whole drone as a whole. All right, so these are the propeller guards that you're able to purchase here. Okay, it's saying, so this is for a Darwin FPV Mark 7, Mark 4 7-inch drone. Cool. PTG is what they recommend here. So if you were to like this, you can not only grab the files, but you could just add the card and buy this product. And if you buy the product, Atro over here will get some kind of kickback. So that's a fun little project. Let's see if there's something else. NFC music player, also interesting. Okay, modifying a plate on a reflow station. Let's see. Let's see what other categories they got. Let's go to 3D printing, all things considered. ESP32 based smart glasses that just look like regular eyewear. PCB ready, 3D printable case. That's neat. Let's check it out. I was kind of hoping there'd be more photos and more description here. Has features 5 megapixel cameras, wide angle depth. I wish there was more to this. I'm used to seeing a lot more on these files here. Let's check out something else. Replacement shell, solar powered Wi-Fi weather station. Interesting. We checked out these Hue lights last time. Pico gamepad we checked out on one of the streams. Let's see, any other cool project? ESP 86 or 8266 weather widget. Cool. Would be a nice little thing to have on your desktop, actually. A whole rover. Look at this little guy. Over-engineered RC replica of a classic that shaped an era. We have a MSLA 3D printer, Arduino-based and open source. That's interesting. Look at these neat projects. A 3D printer USB power blocker. Oh, okay, so you can just have data flowing and not power. Some older machines I remember where you were running like Octoprint or a Raspberry Pi, they would keep the screen powered on through the USB. So this is actually really neat little thing and very useful. Let's see what other cool things we got. Palpi Light. I'm guessing it's a gaming system. Smallest NVIDIA Jetsons dinosaur robot. Wow. Ooh, this looks like a fun keyboard project. Let's check this out. All right, so this is just a pad. I thought it was a split keyboard there for a second. So here we see their PCB design. Awesome, nice and simple. What are we using here? Pico. So here's all the components. You can go to their respective sites to grab them. Some diodes. Okay, so it's using RP2040. Okay. Here's the software used, and if we were interested, we could just grab it. You can also just get the Gerber files for this if you didn't want to buy it here. PCBWay donates 10% cost to the author, so you can support not only the person that made the project, but also get it delivered from PCBWay right here and follow along with everything that these guys put together. Super cool. Code repo, schematic and layout, CAD parts. Fantastic. You can comment on there. Here's all you can vote. Others like it. This is just a really cool platform, and I really hope it keeps growing and growing. All right, that's PCBWay's projects. I really dig it. Lots of cool, fun stuff in here. I'm hoping to find something that really clicks with me personally, and we're going to probably order it and follow along and get it done as a video at some point. That could be fun. So if you guys know of a really fun project that you guys find in here, let me know, and we'll probably do something, especially if it involves 3D printing, because I really love the way that they did this part right here. This is literally a community-based thing, and I love community-based things. All right, thanks PCBWay. All right, let's see where we're at here. We're at auto bed leveling phase 2. Okay. Calibrate the flatness of the heat bed by contacting the nozzle with the heat bed. It can make the extrusion height more uniform. Okay, I dig it. Unless this is really recent, as far as I know, they've told me that they can ship literally anywhere in the world. I don't think that's Polymaker's fault. I have a feeling that's the app that's able to choose names. This also, Fernando, if you have a any kind of IP protection on, this also plays an effect. Like if you're using a wow, my brain is blanking. The thing that hides your IP address. Come on, it's so common. Hold on. I'll remember the word. Opera has it built in. That's why I'm opening it. VPN. There you go. A VPN. If you have a VPN open, you can't use Gleam.io, which is a service I use to be able to pick names, pick winners. Oh yeah, Solo. So I'll be out of your hair in that time. So pretty good. Out of all of your printers, which is your favorite? The one you go to the most? This is a really good question. I think there's several situations. I think my most reliable machine, without BSing anybody, has probably been the X1C, the BambuLab X1C. It's a machine that you always know will just be able to print most of the things. However, I've been printing a bunch of hot stuff and what's it called? Things with carbon fiber, and especially recently for a project that I've been working on. And I don't want to use the X1C for that because it doesn't like those type of filaments going through the AMS. So my go-to has actually been my Trident over there. And if I was to lose all machines and pick one, I would definitely keep my Voron Trident. It is completely custom based on my wants and needs. I can change anything about it anytime I want. I can update the firmware, not update the firmware. I can just install any piece of hardware. In my personal opinion, I think the BambuLab X1C is perfect for somebody who doesn't want to tinker anything, but has the funds for a reliable machine. And then on the other end of that spectrum, if you do like to tinker and you want full control, the Voron Trident's amazing. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, that was it. Hey, Hayden. I have an Ender 3 S1 Plus and a Nebula pad kit. We're putting on... yeah. Do I need a Sonic pad? No, they're both essentially the same. The Sonic pad just gives you a larger screen. The Nebula pad gives you a smaller, more integrated screen. I think for that machine, I would go with the Nebula pad. It's not only cheaper, but it's a more tighter integration. And you get a camera, whereas with the Sonic pad, you do not. So I would go with the Nebula pad. And you can open the Nebula pad up. Not that you can with a Sonic pad, you obviously can. But now you can root the Nebula pad and do all kinds of fun stuff if you're up for it. I believe they do not ship because the cost is so high and the fee custom, so people send it back when it's custom. Fernando, I don't know. I'm from the East Coast of the United States. I'm not sure. I just heard Polymaker and Joe from Polymaker say themselves that they haven't run into somewhere where they can't ship. That doesn't mean necessarily it's cheap or affordable, but they apparently can ship everywhere. And maybe based on the very recent things that are happening in the world, maybe that's changed to some degree. I'm not sure. But I'm just kind of re-saying what has been said to me. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what are we doing now? Now we're doing a nozzle offset calibration. Cool. Can you add a Nebula pad to the Ender 5 Pro? As far as I know, yes. Perfect candidate. My tried is almost finished. Still need to decide on a good print head. Nice. Yeah, I just went kind of with the classic, although the actual hot end that I used is a really unique and very rare hot end that maybe isn't good because it's rare. But the performance has been unbelievable. It was a collaboration between Zodiac and Fadus. I don't know if you guys remember this back then. Zodiac, Fadus. Let's see. It was one of these, right? Not this one. This one. This guy right over here. This is it, but it's sideways for whatever reason. Yeah, I do have this mod on mine. So it's this hot end right over here. It's essentially their BMO, but it has a whole bunch of mods by Zodiac. And Zodiac was a really interesting company. They got bought out by E3D, I believe. But they had these nozzles that were kind of just like unbreakable. A guy that worked for Glock left Glock to do this. Cool dude. Had a really unique design, and this whole thing was tweaked quite a bit. There's a cone shape in here instead of straight. They added these stabilizing bars and just different things here and there, and obviously uses the Zodiac nozzle. They were a Kickstarter at one point. The nozzle was a $75 nozzle. Back really before all the other companies had a whole lot of popular nozzles. But yeah, Zodiac had a whole lot of potential before they got bought out, and then they got bought out and absorbed. Oh, here you go. Here's the design right here. So just more surface area because of this angle. So I have this in mind right now, but I will eventually swap it out when I redo the tool head to bamboo style, actually. Only because of just how you can get parts for them, how readily they're available, so on and so forth. And also, these necessarily weren't the highest flowing things in the world. Hey, thanks for subbing, Hayden. Appreciate it. Where are we at? We're all set. Hope you enjoy your make. Okay. Hope you enjoy your make. That's an interesting way to say that. Ha! I just saw this. Yeah, thanks, Johan. All right, get started. Let's see. Oops. Welcome. Should we dive into another 3D adventure? Yes. Why does the robot look dead? There's a number 1 and it says dead. Oh, okay. New AMS detected. Please set it up to check to check which extruder the AMS is connected to. Go to setup. Insert filament. Okay. Do I have any loose filament? I do. It happens to be BambuLab, but it's the closest within my reach at the moment. I guess that'll make it easy. All right, I'm just gonna put it into the middle bank over here. Let's see how easy this is to do. Do I need to push anything? Okay, maybe that's a little easier, maybe not. Let it do its thing. There we go, filament is going through. I'm guessing it's gonna just use all of its sensors to know where things are. Insert a filament into each AMS. No filament loaded in extruder. Before you set up, insert filament into each AMS. As in, like if you had multiple AMS units. 2, no filament loaded in the extruder. Okay, no problem. How it works. Setup can check which side extruder that AMS is connected to. If you don't have filament for setup, you may set up manually. I'm just gonna hit detect and see how smart this is and what happens. All right, so it looks like it's going so fast. Holy. Wow, that really spit the filament in there. I know you guys can't see that, but that thing is winding. All right, so we got AMS reading out filament, sending out filament, setup successful. Okay, well, there you go. That was easy. We have a slightly different view. Let me get you guys closer to that. There we go. Close this up. Like this. So that's a slightly different view for sure. And also, there's a film on here. Let's peel this thing. Let me go to my microphone. Let's go to filters. I'm going to remove noise suppression. All right, you guys should be able to hear just me, right? Let's see if I can get a good peel going through the mic. I'm surprised there's no little... Oh, there it goes. Can I get it? Get it? Okay, you guys hear this? Ready? Oh, it's silent. It wasn't the type of film that made any noise. That's funny. All right, let's hit plus. Noise suppression. Here we go. Okay, and close. That's funny. Short power cables, but high setup for small people. It must be export product. It is an export product, ain't it? Okay, so it's all set up. Welcome. Should we dive into another 3D adventure? Okay, you can't click that. Everything seems cool. This is the same, but slightly different. We got control. Speed. Can you guys see this? There. Let's get even closer. Let's get you guys into it. Into it like TurboTax. Oh, and I guess I can turn the music back on. How close can we get this? This can go a little higher. This can go a little lower. And then I can go here and do one of these. There we go. And then focus. Wait for it. Wait for it. Right there. Right? You guys see that? Does that look focused? Yeah. All right, so we got speed. Let's see what that looks like. Ludicrous, sport, standard, and silent. Fan modes. We got heating and cooling options. Heat is off, the exhaust part auxiliary, and it kind of points to each one. Whoa, oh, okay, so the vents must open. Is that the servo? Okay, so the vents closed when I hit heating. Interesting, and now it's set to auto. Whoops. Now it's set to auto, which is cool. And cooling, if I hit this. Do they open? Something opens in there. I hear servos moving. Yeah, so I'll hit heating just for fun. I like that. So now that fan's on. Cool, this is nice. Lights, okay, just simple. So it has a chamber sensor, heat bed sensor, nozzle and extruder. Is there more? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the menus. We got control over the left and the right. Oh, okay, they instantly engage when you hit each one. Left nozzle, right nozzle. Yep, they automatically adjust themselves. All right, what other cool stuff can we get? This is just homing. What's this little gear up here do? AMS setting and print options. Okay, so AI sensor stuff, build plate detection, auto recovery from step loss, store sent files on external storage, motion accuracy enhancement. This effectively improves printing precision. I want that. Option unavailable. Please perform motion accuracy calibration first. Wow. Okay. Before you start, a vision encoder is required. Click the top right corner for details. Do not place any objects on the hotbed. Oh, okay. So this is for, well, first of all, I don't have one of those unless they're like somewhere in the box that's not obvious. So that must be a separate purchase, whatever that is. Definitely kind of interesting. So I can't hit start there. I don't have that thing. But okay. What other cool things is there? This is just more filament related stuff. Autofill, yeah, definitely have autofill on. Yeah, okay. AMS setup, set AMS connection. Okay, read filament on assertion, read filament at startup. Remaining filament estimation. AMS will attempt to estimate the remaining capacity of BambuLab filaments. Yeah, definitely. AMS auto refill. Yes, that's one of my favorite features. Arrange AMS order. The ordering of the connected AMS units will be reset. Afterward, the connection AMS in the desired order to sort them. Okay, so this is if you have multiple AMS units. Read filament at startup. Information inserted filament at startup. It will take about 1 minute. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's cool. Do I have anything here? Just to load it and edit it. All right, let's see what's available for us to print. So, different spool holder, spools, benchies, a little spinner. So that's all that's on there, and there's no USB. How much time do we have left? We have 10 minutes left. Is there anything that's short? 57 minutes, 24, 24, 1 hour. I mean, these are all pretty long prints. Is there really a point to do a benchy? Probably not at this stage. And the spinning top is 57, huh? Wi-Fi, storage, firmware. Looks like there's a firmware update. Okay, so we're probably not going to be printing because we have 10 minutes left in the stream. So I'll do more printing and obviously do a whole video on this at some point. But I'll probably do a short on this machine's first print once I do that. In the meantime, I'm going to update this thing. Both the AMS and the machine itself have an update. So let's go ahead and do that. And that will be that. And we will do the giveaway and chat. All right, let me catch up with everything you guys have been talking about over here. That's a special build play. Hey, K2 Kev, what's up, man? How you doing? Silent film was new feature on the AMS2. $100 DLC, nice. It's not even a build plate. It would be nice to just include it on the back of the include. I agree. I agree. That would have been nice if the original build plate had it on the back. That would be nice. So another thing I'm noticing is the machine did not home at the bottom. So they're just saying that if you're using all of this build space, it will go all the way down. So that's nice. That means I can keep my spools down there. Yeah, massive bump, isn't it? It's like almost 50% or 50% or so. I'm not sure the answer to this question because I have the same question. Guys, this thing is a very complicated 3D printer. Just looking at it, we are in a whole different stage of 3D printing. Like, I don't even know where we are. Looking at this machine, it looks insane. Like, let me see if I can get you the view of where I am right now, like where I'm looking. Let's see if I can get it like as close to my face to get a similar aspect. Not quite the same angle here, but I'll try here and I'll zoom out a little bit. Like, look at what's going on in there. Let's do this. Nope, wrong one. Hold on. Auto. Console back. Here we go. Like, let me zoom in a little. Look what's going on in there. Like, that's a 3D printer. It looks like, this looks like something out of Star Wars, like where they're bringing in a bunch of X-Wings. Like they're about to fly in through a corridor over here. Nice, nice. Made it in. Yeah, for sure, and they sell it. They sell literally in a fume extraction unit and air assist. Yeah, the hangar of the Death Star. I mean, look at it. Like, hold on. You're telling me if you didn't know what BambuLab was or what a 3D printer was, you wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, this is just like the backdrop of Star Wars? I mean, this ain't your Ender 3, man. I really have high hopes for the performance of this machine because it looks insane. Like all the tech, have all of it. I think that was a Photoshop. I don't think that's true. There's also plenty of examples of why individual tool heads would be better than this. There's been lots and lots of companies that have had hugely successful machines with dual heads just like this one. And those machines are not popular anymore for reasons. And they kind of took it back, trying to re-perfect that design. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Trash can droid legs. It already is, I believe. I just realized that it's got dual cutters. Like there's one on this side and one on that side. There is so much to this machine. What happens when something goes wrong? Also, they really went with this, like they took this aesthetic like everywhere. Like through the windows of the machine, you can see that as well. Like there's like this lattice that kind of goes through. You can see it on the bottom, you can see it on the back, you can see it from the top. They really kind of went ham with that style. What's the reasoning for 350, 320 instead of 350, 350? It's not actually 350 because, like I mentioned before, this tool head can't reach all the way over there. So this is like a combined size. It's more like 320, 320, 325. Unless you have two AMS units or two of the same filaments inside of each one. When this one gets to over here somewhere and it can't reach anymore, it would switch to the other tool head and print the rest of it. Yeah, LEDs literally everywhere. Yeah. As far as why Bambu picks their sizes, I have no idea. I mean, the thing is, whatever they seem to pick becomes the standard, right? They did it with 256 by 256 by 256. Think about how many machines use that build plate. And I mean, Creality K2 Plus just did 350, 350, 350, but they have a single tool head. And although that machine is really complicated and pretty advanced, I don't think it holds a candle to whatever this monstrosity is. This is a machine. I actually think the price of this machine is like cheaper than fair. Like this is a lot. This machine 3 years ago, this machine 4 years ago would be 10 grand easily. This machine is $2,700 because BambuLab broke 3D printing 3 years ago. This is a $10,000 machine for $2,700. It depends, Solo. They might not, depending on how reliable this is. I mean, everything to me is pointing to this being more reliable than their P and X machines. Everything is larger, thicker, just bigger in general, and has way more advanced features on this machine that are smart, that are able to stop things before they go bad. I'm not saying electronics don't go bad and then like they become the problem, but I mean, look at that gantry. Look at the belts. Look at the steps on the belts. This whole thing just being this solid. It's yeah, they're going for a really specific market with this thing. This is not your buddy's King Rune. You know what I mean? Is it 300? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the exact number. It could be. Right. It could be even cheaper. Right. Yes. So if you had both the same color in each tool head, one can be external, as long as both of them are fed the same color, it will go all the way to the edges. So you can do a full edge-to-edge print on this machine as long as the tool head can swap to the right color to cover that. They are, and they did it first. Plus four did it first. And the prediction was that everyone's going to copy those belts. How many users are going to keep on top of the maintenance required? Solo, the same as they are on the P1Ps and the X1Cs and all that. There's plenty of super loud minority that complains about that stuff online, and then the overwhelming majority of users are just happily using them constantly every day and not saying anything about it on the internet. I do not personally. The Anycubic was the third brand that never got back to me about their machines. Like, I want to work with everybody. I'm not working with them. I'm not being paid for anything, but I would love to check out their machines, showcase it to you guys, show you guys what they're good at, what they're bad at, do projects with them on the channel. But Sovol, Anycubic, and what was the third company? I can't scroll up all the way. Elegoo have been very hard to get a hold of. I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. Firmware has been updated. Okay, cool. And that looks totally different. All right, we have a new home screen. Also, it's 5:01, everybody. I kind of missed it there. So it's giveaway time. And just in time, this happened. So we do have a whole new home screen. This is much better. I would much rather not see stuff about the machine and just get right into it. We got the temperatures that we need. Are we on Wi-Fi? Yep. We got a very clear view of our current AMS situation. I do have a black filament right in there. This is way better. This is a way cleaner home screen from someone that does UI and UX. This is an improvement for sure. I wonder what else. Whoa! Look at this. Okay, yeah, that's easier. It's a different button than the rest. That's cool. One thing I gotta say is this is flimsy and makes a rattling noise when I click and moves a little bit, which I don't like. I wonder if as soon as you tilt it up, yep, that's way better. Although it moves a little bit, it doesn't have the tick. This is hitting the actual thing. Makes it feel a little cheap, although the screen's great. Yeah, this is way better. Way better. Look at that. That's the chamber. It even shows you where it heats. I like that. Heat bed. Okay, great. Extruders. Okay, that's the same as before. Slightly different, but the same. Okay, fantastic. Cooling. Okay, a little bit different, but better. Okay, this is an improvement for sure. Speed, we'll just keep it at 100 for now. Motion, the same. Okay, great. I like it. Good job. There's the filament. This looks the same. Calibration. What else is in calibration? Live view camera calibration. What? Calibrates the camera's position and attitude to improve detection and accuracy. Wow. High precision nozzle offset calibration. Okay. And just standard print calibration. High temperature bed leveling is 30 minutes. Check heat bed level 100C to improve first layer quality for high temperature filaments. I like that. That's cool. Good job. Cool. Vast improvement. Love it. Love that implementation. All right, y'all. Let's do the giveaway. Well, let me check. Okay. Let's do the giveaway. Hey, Nico, what's happening, man? How you doing? We know people never do maintenance on bamboos. Black Horizon. Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything to mine. I do have a new hot end to put in there though. People here showing the newest and maybe the best printer in the world, and I use the Ender 3V1. Yeah, hey, there's nothing wrong with the first Ender. I started with the first Ender 7 years ago, and I made some of the coolest projects still to date with the Ender 3V1. So no problem there. Yeah, Nico, I'm done. I only had 2 hours today. But yeah, let's give away some filament. Let's see how many of you guys were in there. 49 people. All right, let's go. So I'll go to my other screen. Guys, you have to be present to be able to receive this. So hoping whoever wins is in the chat. Let's go. Let's pick. All right, we're going to go to winners. I'm going to draw a winner. We're going to hit draw. Let's see. Announce winner with avatar. Announce. All right, congratulations to Larry E. Larry, are you in the chat, sir? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So, Larry, I'll give you about 3 or 4 minutes to claim your prize. And if you're not here, I will repick someone else. So, number 36, are you in the chat? Larry E, let us know. Congratulations. Not sure why it has that name listed. Larry, are you Lamrith? Are you exposed for that's me. Nice. Well, that's pretty cool. First of all, congratulations for your it's more than a spool most of the time, for some Polymaker filament. Lamrith, you've been here a past couple times, so you know the drill. What you need to do is email me. All right, you get ready? Make sure you let me know in the chat that you got this direction. You need to email me at fedor@3dprintsos.com. My first name is spelled Fedor. Okay, so fedor@3dprintsos.com. Email me that you won this Polymaker giveaway, and I'll email you back with a link to use and a specific code to put in, and that's going to give you credit on Polymaker's website. You can shop there for whatever you want. You can add money, you can buy stuff, whatever. It's totally up to you. You'll have credit on your account through the link. All right? So let me know in the chat that you got it. It's fedor@3dprintsos.com. You can also get that email in the About section of my YouTube channel. There's a contact button that will reveal my email if you can't find it. But let me know, and I'll get you that information so you can get yourself this filament. So huge congratulations there. Hey, 3D, I see what's happening. Right on. Should I make an account beforehand? You'll be able to make it through the link. It'll be attached to your email. So like the email that we'll use for this, it will have that credit to it. So you'll get a whole walkthrough. You do not have to like make anything in advance or anything. So yeah, just shoot me an email. I'll basically apply that email to get a code. I'll send you a reply with the code and the link that you need to use to set it all up, and you'll get credit. Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. a little bit of a shorter stream than normal here. I usually go 3-4 hours and late at night, and we're on a weekend during the day. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. I know these things aren't for everybody, but I love getting these things out of the box and kind of just chatting with everybody, answering questions. And usually the way that I do this on this channel is, now that this machine is on my workbench and sitting right here, I will keep it here for a week or two, maybe a little bit longer, and I will test it exclusively. And then, if it's good enough, it'll probably take some other printer out of here to be put into the backdrop there. So it's a continuous roller over there in the back. So we'll see how it does. I'll probably do a little short, at least on the first print of this thing, because I still haven't put any plastic through it, as you guys saw. But I'm really excited to share this thing. This is a hell of a machine. I think this is going to be a whole nother push for a machine grade of this level that's going to be in the $2,000–$3,000 range. And we're going to see a huge wave of these in the next year or 2 years, just like they did the first time. I know this thing's not for everybody. I'm not trying to sell it to everybody. But if you guys do enjoy this thing and you are going to make a purchase and you want to consider supporting the channel, please use the link down in the description. Obviously, it'll help it'll help a ton to support the channel if you guys buy one of these things. You bought it or it's sponsored? Nico, they sent it to me for review. So it's not sponsored like this. Like, I don't take any money from any 3D print manufacturer whatsoever. I don't do paid reviews. They send me a machine and I sign nothing. I can say anything I want about them, do whatever I want about them. You know, I usually like to 3D print and make stuff. So, and I like showing you guys the newest tech. So my motivation is to just continuously show you guys the newest, coolest stuff. And that's so fun for me. So whatever is cool, I show you. Whatever's not cool, I tell you, and to tell you to avoid. Most of the time, even with these things, if they're rushed, you'll know, because I'll run into problems and they'll be on my channel. That's just how I operate. I do contracts or sponsors like this with projects, things outside of the 3D printers themselves. Things like Multiboard became the latest sponsor to the channel. PCBWay sponsors, you know, a bit on some videos and on live streams like this. Polymaker sends me Filament occasionally. Like, I have an account where I can take that. I have a monetary amount there, and I can buy filament using that account. And then they also give you guys a spool every time I do a live. So that's how I do this. I don't take any money from any machine that I will be criticizing, because I don't want that to be a part of any kind of review. I don't want them to have control. I don't want to send them the video early for review and have them edit anything. I don't want any red lines on things that I say. And that's probably why those other 3 manufacturers don't send me their machines. They probably don't like that. So it's the price of 3 printers. Yeah, it is. There's no way to get around how expensive this is. But you know what? We're paying, like, the one thing to know is, when the X1C first came out, just as an example, that machine was also like the cost of 3 machines. It kind of still is, right? Like, for example, the Carbon, what's it called? The Elegoo's machine. What's it called? God, my brain just blanks out sometimes, guys. I'm getting older, and that happens more and more now. I'm not gonna remember the stream later. Anyway, Elegoo's machine, for example, is $300. It's an enclosed fast Core XY that has a ton of features. How many of those machines can you buy for an X1C? Do you know what I mean? So I totally get what you're saying. This is not a cheap machine, but at the same time, look at it. Look at this. There's more components in here than 3 machines, I think. And just the size of the heater. I'm gonna test all this. The first thing I kind of want to know, outside of just printing it on it, is how well can this do with hot filament. I'm going to print at the peak of this thing's heating abilities for sure. That'll probably be one of the first things I do, because I have a perfect project to test with this machine. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, it's dope. It's cool. It's still half the price of Prusa XL. That's true. That's true. That's true. Although, how much does a Prusa XL cost with 2 tool heads? Yeah, the tool head is really unique because you can do that whole TPU and other filament thing. And I think that's going to be one of the major parts about this thing. Also, the no waste between the 2 filaments is great. Like, yeah, one has an AMS. It'll do the whole poop shoot thing, sure. But if you're just using the 2, there's 0 waste there as well. This is a really interesting hybrid machine, for sure. Nico, I think that was just a nonsense Photoshop of people trying to stir up nonsense. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not. Like, Creality could easily just follow along and do it. But at the same time, this system has been around for years. There's been so many machines with 2 tool heads like that in one. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Can't say. Centauri Carbon. That's it. Thank you, Pat. Not for everybody. Yeah. This is, Kevin, that's the statement. This is it. Yeah, I would definitely not try to say, hey, you should buy this machine because this is the machine for you. I think that you would know if this is a machine for you. And on their website, what was the top slogan? What was it? This, right here. If this resonates with you, these words, personal manufacturing, if you consider yourself somebody who's manufacturing, this machine is for you. I don't think this was ever intended to be just a kid or young man just printing stuff for fun, or a grandfather printing stuff for their grandkids or grandmother, whoever. I don't mean it to be a man-woman thing. Whoever it is printing like little flexible things. That's not for this. This is production, serious. You have a product that you need to develop, and you're not messing around. You need a machine that can handle this. That's what this is. At the same time, you can totally be printing flexibles on this thing if you're a prosumer and you got slightly deeper pockets. Although at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, $2,700 is really not that crazy for what this is. It's really not. You can do it cheaper, and if you're that type of person, you already will. It's the same as saying, why should I get the brand new BMW M3 when I can have a Ford Fusion, used Ford Fusion? It gets me and 4 other people or 3 other people at the same place as the new M3. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that conversation. Like, buy another sedan, and that's totally fine. So, to get some of the print quality is great. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, to just testing it out. Do they, Nico? I don't even know. Nice. Kevin, I need to get with you at some point so you can explain to me like I'm 5 how to make my maker coin. Plus with the second kid, I have 0 time, but I really want to. Anyway, I'm going already 15 minutes over where I want it to be for the stream. Guys, huge thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Huge thank you to Polymaker for giving away filaments on the live streams. I obviously just really appreciate it. PCB Way, thank you once again for sponsoring the channel. Hopefully people check out all those new places on your website and all the features that you guys and all the things that you guys are able to do for us makers. And also thank you to Multiboard for being a sponsor of the channel. I'm really excited to do more multiboard stuff. And actually, now that I think about it, I can stack multiboard with PLA with a PETG liner on the inside with this machine pretty easily with the second head without it switching a bunch of colors and making a bunch of poops. So might be a good test there. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for me. As always, you catch me in the comments. I'm so used to saying that at the end of videos. All right, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna run. Let me know whether it's in the comments or on my Discord or wherever, Patreon, wherever you guys are. Let me know what you guys want me to test on this machine. If you guys have any specific questions that other people aren't getting to or aren't able getting to, I'm glad that I have this thing. Thank you, obviously, BambuLab, for sending me this thing to showcase. I'm really excited to really dive in. Let me know. All right. I'll see you guys. Thank you for being here, like I said. Later.